coming in from Kissimmee that if it does end up spinning or producing anything, we'll probably be able to see it from a long way away. So give me a second in real time here. I'm going to spin our camera around live so we can see it. There is a little bit of spin over Campbell and Point Siena that's heading towards St. Cloud. A lot of lightning too with that storm actually. And when you see lightning, that tells you that the storm is either strengthening or weakening. And the lightning has actually gone up quite a bit in the last few minutes. So that's the storm we're going to keep closest tabs with here over the next few minutes. But bear with me for just about 20 more seconds. I'm going to try to move this camera around. So this is looking to the southwest. You see there's I-4. This is looking now towards, I believe, the southeast. So we're a little bit out of range to see off in the distance yet. It would be somewhere over in here. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this camera. You can kind of see this is where the thunderstorm would be. As this gets closer, we'll keep an eye on it. It would be this right in there. We'll keep an eye on. It may be like 30 minutes or so from now. But nothing super ominous there right now. There's the view from downtown, which you can see the low, fast clouds. Let me show you the Hard Rock camera. We had a pretty good downpour come through. There were a whole bunch of people on the beach that got cleared out with a summer-like downpour. The temperatures are pretty notable, and I'll show you that. There's a huge drop behind this front. As soon as it comes through, I mean, you'll really notice it goes from really warm and humid to not at all. By the way, look at all the lightning with that storm. It's only 66 now in Ocala, and it's 83 in Cocoa Beach. You can see ahead of this line of storms, there's plenty of warmth and some humidity to deal with, and we go from 83, almost a 20-degree drop right now from the Space Coast to Ocala, and we'll be in the 40s in parts of North Florida tomorrow, and we'll be in the mid-40s here Friday morning. So there's a huge drop in the temperature. We're going to shave about 40 or so degrees in many places off the temperatures over the next day and a half once this front does end up coming on through. So let me bring you back to the radar real quick to give you a quick update here. So there's all the lightning, and I want you to notice this is a huge lightning producer. I mean, this is a strong thunderstorm right here south of the theme parks with a ton of lightning. So this is the storm we're going to keep closest tabs with over the next hour or so. In fact, there's a ton of lightning. I'm actually pretty impressed how much lightning there is. This lightning here is over the past 15 minutes, and there's about 200 bolts of lightning. This is a very loud and electric thunderstorm coming into Kissimmee right now in St. Cloud, so heads up for the lightning. You're probably, if you're anywhere near the theme parks, you see Disney's up here, a little bolt of lightning near Celebration, but Campbell, Kissimmee, St. Cloud, I mean, there's a ton of lightning here right now, and that tells you that the storm is strengthening, because you can see the strike counter here that has gone up over the last few minutes. So a ton of lightning, Lake Toho, St. Cloud, Kissimmee. So lots of lightning, lots of downpours. Let me turn off the lightning and stop this here. Take a quick look at some of the rotation that's in here, if there is any right now. Nothing really of note, but what I was starting to show you before I went on that little camera spree was, if you bring this back a little bit, you can see that there was, this is why those special weather statements came out. You can see that there was some actually decent rotation there when it was over Haines City a few minutes ago. That was maybe about 15 minutes ago. And even over Winter Haven too, there was actually some pretty decent rotation you see right there. Remember, when we're looking at the velocity data on radar, you're looking to see the green and the red next to each other. And when you see the green, that means the wind is going towards the radar, which in this case is in Brevard County, so the wind is blowing that way, and the red is blowing away from the radar. And when they're really close to each other, you can see the air is blowing this way and that way. There's your spin. So this storm has at times spun weak to moderate. Let me bring it back to the live view. So we'll keep an eye on it. There is a special weather statement out for Osceola County, and that special weather statement is for 55-mile-an-hour gusts. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let me show you some of the wind velocities here on the radar. You can see there's a gust to 53, or a wind speed of 53, 39, 36. As you can see, there's plenty of wind here, 30, 40, 50 miles an hour coming towards Kissimmee and St. Cloud. So let me put a track on this for you, give you an idea of where this downpour is heading. So we'll put that back on that mode of the radar, put the lightning on, which you can see there's a lot of. Let me make the bolts a little smaller so it doesn't quite take up as much real estate on the radar system here. Give me 1 second, just make these a little bit smaller. Still, there's a lot of lightning. So moving northeast at 35. So on the way that it's going, something like this, there would be where it's going. So St. Cloud about 150, so basically now. I tell you what, let me extend this out farther, and we'll make it a little bit bigger cities in the query here. So on the current rate, it's going Port St. John area, probably about little around an hour. I was going to say a little over an hour, but about an hour. The Cocoa area, about an hour. So those of you from Port Canaveral towards the Merritt Square Mall, Cocoa, Rockledge, Mims, Titusville, about an hour from now, we'll keep an eye on the arrival time of this big thunderstorm, which is strong now. It's sub-severe currently, but this is a big thunderstorm with a lot of lightning drifting towards Port St. John and Cocoa, and then eventually the Space Center you see there probably about 3 to 3:15. So once this storm gets off the Space Coast, that probably will be it for any storm tracking for us for the rest of the day. So we'll keep an eye on that one there over the next 30 minutes. Let me see if there was any storm reports with the first one up there, with that one warning we had in Volusia County. Let's see, we had a gust. Oh, here you go. I missed this. Wow. So with the storm earlier, we had a gust of 58 miles an hour at the Daytona Beach International Airport. That was with that thunderstorm earlier. So I somehow missed that in my storm tracking. Let me bring this back and show you. So that's the peak report from these storms so far, is from this storm here. This was at about 1:30, so maybe a little under half an hour ago. This storm here, let me confirm with the weather sensor here, a 58 mile an hour gust was officially recorded. So it'll be interesting to see if there was any minor damage or anything with that. I don't see any reports that I've gotten yet of that, but I mean, 58 mile an hour wind will blow a whole bunch of things around on the lanai and maybe some small tree limbs and stuff. So this storm did produce a 60 mile an hour gust at 1:23 p.m. And I believe that's the only severe gust that we've had so far. One person saying they think they saw a funnel cloud. I mean, Laurel did send a picture of some lowering clouds, but I don't know if that would be considered an official report. Nevertheless, 60 mile an hour gust, that would be the first one of the afternoon, and there you go, there you see it. 58 miles an hour, 1:23 p.m. Thunderstorm wind gust from this afternoon. So as expected, a handful of storms have gotten strong. One did get severe. That is officially a severe wind gust from about half an hour ago or so. No big reports of anything severe. By the way, after this line here, you see, it's done for the night. You see this line of storms here. The air is coming from the northwest behind it, and it gets rapidly clear and much cooler and much less humid. But yeah, this is a ton of lightning over Kissimmee at St. Cloud for a March thunderstorm. This is not a 30 minutes, sometimes we extend it out to give a more accurate representation. No need for me to extend the lightning counter. I mean, this is just 15 minutes and there's 155 bolts of lightning. It's a pretty healthy coverage of lightning. Let's check the hail potential. Not seeing any hail in here. There's not really enough cold above us to get hail, so I don't really think that's a concern for us today. Yeah, I don't see, oddly enough, I don't see any rotation in here at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on it. But let me bring you back to the wind here. We'll show you some of the winds in here. So you can see even behind the storm, you see here query some of these. These are the sustained winds, not gusts. So you know, you can maybe a little less than double these to get the gusts. And you can see, you know, these are the sustained winds, 25 to 30, a couple gusts to 50 over St. Cloud, Kissimmee right now. I don't know if we have a traffic camera in that area. I can try to pull one up, but worst of this storm right now over Neptune Road, Skyline Drive, going towards the center of St. Cloud on 13th Street that goes through the area, so we'll keep an eye on that. These storms up here, quick check of these. Yeah, there's nothing really, well, I guess, hang on. It's not nothing, but we'll keep an eye on this. There's the faintest, slightest, slight bit of spinach right there, and then right there. We'll keep an eye on both of those. I don't think, oh, well, then again. Okay, I take that back. There is a little bit of spinach, well, this same kind of signature produced a 60-mile-an-hour gust earlier up in Volusia County. So we'll keep an eye on both of these areas, and these areas, I mean right here, right where the red and green are there, the red and green are there. So this one could produce, you know, some strong winds going that way, then this one towards the Oak Hill area. You can see that's about to be over Edgewater and Florida Shores, maybe some strong wind there. And then this one towards Creighton and Eldora and Oak Hill, pushing to the northeast, coming up on here at 158. And you can see the radar does pick up on that spinach right over Bell Ridge Road. This is the spin product, just a little bit of weak spin right now. On a day like today where it's so warm and humid, and you see these weak areas of rotation on a scale of weak, strong, and extreme. Generally, once you get the red in here, that's when we'll have a tornado warning issued. You could definitely see a little condensation funnel. You know, it's Florida. That happens a lot in the summer. I know we're not in the summer yet, but it's kind of a little summery vibe today, where it would not be a shock at all if there were, you know, you saw a funnel cloud up in the sky from this thunderstorm as it came by Creighton and Oak Hill. Okay. So coming up on 1:59, thanks for sticking with us here for the last few minutes. We just wanted to pop on and give you an update here on our website and on Fox Local. We have this great platform to talk to you outside of our newscasts, and hopefully you know now we're keeping an eye on these two storms, and the only thing to be mindful of is this is a pretty strong storm here. It's not severe warning now, but over the next, let's say, 1 hour, we'll keep an eye on that storm. And now we're going to go to Florida Live with my colleague Garrett Weimer coming up in a second.